Gemini, I'm Shah from Charlie's Angel Tarot on YouTube and Body Advice on Facebook and Charlie's Angel Tarot on MeWe. That's the new Medium channel that I've joined. There's no advertisements there, and so it's quite peaceful, and they still believe on MeWe in freedom of speech. I've got 6 tarot cards for the beginning of the year and 6 tarot cards for the end of the year, lying this way, with Lenormand cards from Giro Manchetti, the Italian artist. And I use the Lenormand cards for clarification. I've got a color card and an angel card, and my rune stones, the tarot rune from the Big Arcana. Welcome to my tea room, and I'm going live tonight. So I'm taping this today in November, so we can get through all the star signs. I am doing them in Dutch, so if you have a Dutch friend, then just tell them I've done it in Dutch as well. In January, Gemini, we have the Chariot. And the Chariot means that you might be going on holiday or making plans to go on holiday. You might be moving, but anyway, you're not standing still. You are in motion and you're going forth. This is, if you are feeling that you are standing still, then take the key and unlock that door of that cage and go forth. In February, you have the 5 of Swords, and this means that there was an argument or war, but you see that this man is standing still, and nobody has won, because he's lost his friends, but they're still there, but nobody has won. He thinks he's victorious, but you haven't. Nobody wins in this case. But this is clarified, so it's short-lived. Because there will be a reunion, because the garden represents reunion and network, and in the old days they used to use the gardens to meet up, so you might be meeting up with friends that you had a quarrel with in the past in February, because the garden means parties, get-togethers, reunion and networking. Perhaps you might be doing network work in February, and be careful what you say and don't pick any fights. In March we have the Queen of Swords, and I think this is a magical card. Because of the light of the camera, it just looks like she's got her third eye open, and she is quite spiritual, I believe. But she stands for righteousness, logic, independence, justice, communication and wisdom. The Queen of Swords can come across as somebody that can be cold, because look at the background, it's all grey and blue and silver, and you know, she still has a heart. She just does not show it, because she's the queen, and she is an example to everybody, especially she thinks that she should show you the way of life like the law, and she has to abide by being the mother, the true mother. She's caring, but she will protect her family and friends through thick and thin, and she will cut off anybody that is a threat. And this is actually confirmed by the Tower, because the Tower, you can be ambitious as the Queen of Swords. You might be studying something that is to do with law, like social work. You might become a social worker, or be a social worker, or a teacher, because that takes knowledge and communication. That's what she stands for. And you might have to learn the letter of the law, like a social worker and a teacher do, You might become an advocate or a judge or a surgeon. And you've got high ambitions, and that's what the Tower in the Lenormand means, that you are ambitious, but you might be cutting off or forgetting people around you, friends and family. Because if you want to reach the top, it's lonely at the top. So don't forget to protect your family and to see your family and communicate with your family and friends, because it's lonely at the top. But the Tower means also institutions, so it can be a hospital, it can be a school. Like I said, you can start learning one of the trades that has to do with the air signs. The Tower can also mean high rise, so perhaps you might have something to do with an apartment, or you might go and work in high rise buildings, or you might have a high position. You're trying to get to a high position with your ambition. But be careful, don't forget the people around you. It's alright to have ambitions, but make sure you spend time with family and friends. If you are in the situation that you have a court case, she will fight for you, this person, this air sign. It might be that everything will come to a positive end. Because in April, that was March, in April we have the Nine of Pentacles. So you might be receiving money in April with regard to the court case, or you might be getting the job after a long study, and you'll have a good wage and a rich life. Luck is on your side with the Four of Clovers. The white flowers means that you are reminded of the happy past. So, you might be missing somebody that isn't here at the moment. In May, you will get or receive an offer, but you're not seeing it because the hand comes through the clouds. Like on all aces, there is a hand in the traditional deck that reaches out with the opportunity or an offer. Perhaps this might be a love offer or a job offer, and there is a choice of more than one, I believe, because this is the crossroads, and this is depicted in the splitting staircase. So be aware of people around you, don't cut yourself off, and in May, be aware of what is going around you in opportunities and what is being offered. In June, you might receive an offer for love, or you might get a proposal to marriage. Like it might go up a level higher. If you are just friends, you might become the lovers. June is also a duality and it means that the lovers and the Two of Cups also mean partnerships, and the twins, they are always partnered up. So perhaps it might be a working offer or a new love, and it's a new beginning. You're leaving an old face with the coffin and starting a new beginning. So the new beginning is the Ace, and be aware of the office in May and June. In July, you might have sleepless nights because you're too much in your head. You might be worried, you might be stressed about a partnership because you've got the ring to clarify it. And the ring means marriage. Perhaps you might get an offer of marriage in June and you're thinking about it, and it's giving you some worry because perhaps of the past, perhaps because it's lying quite near January, where you feel trapped, and the fight in February, and perhaps that's got something to do with the past. In August, you have the Ten of Cups, so I think you've decided you might take on this partnership. And happy families. Well, happy families, the Ten of Cups can also mean that you might come into some money. It's not all very clear, but listen to your intuition. find out more information to make the happy family card come true. There are some things, perhaps you were worried about a jurisdictional issue, as you have the 9 of Swords in July, and there is an end coming to it in July, and you're getting the result of the jurisdictional case. Perhaps you're getting divorced and that's why you're sleepless, and it is settled in August. Then we have September. Well, Gemini, you're in April. You've got the luck and the richness of money. That was the 9 of Pentacles. Then you've got the 10 of Cups, and now you've got the 3 of Staves, and you see your boats coming in. Boats were used for export and import, and they're coming home to the safe haven. And this is confirmed with the sickle, which cuts things, and you're cutting the past. You're leaving the past, and you're harvesting your happiness and your abundance. Perhaps there's still yet a little tail left in October, as we have the 7 of Staves here, and people are saying, well, we helped you, or we did this and you're doing that. Stand your ground, Gemini. You fought for it, and damn hard too, and you are certain that you know what you've done and who you are. So stand your ground, and don't forget to communicate. And that's a strong point of view, Gemini. You know how to communicate, as we have the birds here, and the birds officially mean somebody flying the coop. So a child might be leaving home and might go and live at college, or in a room near college. Perhaps somebody might be leaving home and getting married. They're growing up, your children, and you're left over with knowing that they're all right, because you've talked about it. Because you can see here, birds live in groups, and it also means debate, but in the negative sense it means gossip. Don't take any notice of the gossip. You know what is true, and just stand your ground. In November, you're trying to keep the balance, as we have the 2 of Pentacles. Perhaps you're trying to keep the balance of the books financially, or you're trying to keep home life and work in balance, so that you don't forget the people, like you've been warned in March, so that you won't be left alone and that nobody will cut you off. Anyway, your boat is coming in November, and like I said already, in September, something is still coming in. Perhaps you're going on holiday by air, and your problems aren't that big, because the airship that is depicted here is above the mountains, so you have no problems, or only very little ones. In December, you have the 2 of Staves, and here you've got a choice to make, which way you want to go. Remember, it doesn't matter where you start the journey or end the journey. It's what you experience and learn on the journey. Perhaps the journey is yourself. Because you're an air sign, you might be thinking quite a lot, and you might do that a couple of times in the year, because we've got the 9 of Swords here, and perhaps you're trying to meditate and get to know yourself and what your choices are. And this is confirmed with the book. You might be a study, might be a choice of study, or something like that, because the book means secrets and study. So perhaps at the end of the year you want to pick up a course or a study, and you're choosing which one to do it. For the first half of the year, we have the Magician, and the Magician is number 1. So there's definitely a new beginning in the first half of the year, and definitely in June, as we have the Ace of Cups and the Coffin. The Magician also means illusion, and as he is the most professional person to that's magic. Magic is illusion, and you know, stay yourself, be honest, stand your ground, don't show any illusion, be true and honest, and don't believe anybody that don't believe everything that everybody says to you, because it might be an illusion. The spiritual message of this stone is positive, exciting, mysterious and magical. The stone bears the mark of a child, innocence, new beginning. It is a sign of playfulness, innocence and magical ideas. Avoid making hasty decisions. Take time to think things all the way through. If your dreams come true, then what? What is your fear? So what is your fear? The Magician, you've got all the talents, all the elements on the table. You are a great artist, because Gemini is creative. You are a great artist. As a magician, he's the greatest artist in illusion. So don't let anybody blindfold you and give you illusions of whatever. Stay true to yourself and be grounded for all the new beginnings. In the second half of the year, you've got the 8th, and that is justice, and the 8 means power. So perhaps justice will be done. And you see on the Magician, you've got the 8 as well, and that's the infinity symbol. And if you turn this stone sideways, it's also the infinity symbol. So that's quite a magic symbol, and it means you are protected by the universe. The spiritual message for judgment or justice is flexibility, analytical, receptive and justice. Well, I must say air signs are flexible. They can go anywhere and they float anywhere. They can, Libras can be analytical, the scales, so that is quite correct. And justice, yes, you see the scales in the court. You see the woman standing there with the sword and the scales, and that's justice. And we can reflect quite well, because air can be just like silver, and silver reflects. This is the stone of justice. A demand for fairness is certain to chain you to a victim's life. Let go of your ideas regarding fairness and stop keeping score of how fair you are to others. There are no unwilling victims. How else would a being, loving creature have things? So, you know, if you want to help somebody, then do so, but don't keep score. And keep the balance, because that's what the scales are. Keep the balance between work and family life, or work and love. You've got a balance card here, you've got the scales, and that, I think it's going to be alright. And you've got the 2 in December, so you've got 2 2s. So make your decision, come into balance, and it will be secure, because 4 is security and stability. For your color card, we have silver, and it is 27, the number, and that adds up to a 9. So you're coming to the end of a phase. Boom. It might even happen in June, much quicker than you think. Silver, stand your ground. Wees standvastig, stand your ground, and that's what you're doing basically throughout the year, I think, but definitely in October. Like I said, there might be still some gossip or some debate about an issue or something, and just believe in yourself. Justice will be there for you. You will have support because your angel card is support. How lovely is that? All the people, all the angels around you are there for you to ask for help. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading, Gemini, and take care. Have a brilliant Christmas and a lovely New Year. I hope 2019 will be fantastic. Love you all and see you back in January. Ciao.